What if I told you the woman you're fighting so hard to keep might secretly resent you? That behind the kisses, the smiles, the late-night texts, there's a growing storm of quiet hatred she won't say out loud. Sounds dramatic? It's not, because some of the most dangerous breakups don't happen with shouting or slamming doors. They happen in silence, in pretense. And if you're not paying attention, you won't even realize she left you emotionally long before she walks out physically. But here's the truth. The pain you feel right now, it's not a punishment, it's a wake-up call. A call to stop chasing approval and start recognizing your worth. Stop begging for signs of love and start reading the signs of disrespect. Because sometimes the greatest betrayal doesn't come from an enemy, it comes from someone who pretends to care. Right now you have a choice. Keep falling for the illusion or face the truth and regain your power. So if you're ready to see what's been hiding in plain sight, hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with me. And comment below. I'd rather face truth than live a lie. Number 1. When her smile hides a storm, 8 signs she secretly disrespects you. Not every rejection is loud. Sometimes it shows up in a joke that cuts too deep, or a smile that never quite reaches her eyes. Stoicism teaches us, observe without judgment, respond without emotion, and when it comes to relationships, that observation can save you months or years of wasted emotional energy. Let's begin with the first and most subtle, humor with a hidden blade. She laughs, others laugh, but you feel the sting. You, hitting the gym? Cute. It's not about teasing. It's about power, a disguised put-down designed to lower your status while keeping hers intact. The stoic man doesn't lash out. He stays calm and replies with clarity. That didn't feel like a joke. No anger, just awareness. Then comes sabotage, cloaked as forgetfulness. She accidentally forgets your early morning alarm before a big day, or gives advice that always leads you away from growth. A coincidence once, a pattern twice. If she dims your light when it's about to shine, she's not your partner, she's your anchor. And what about when your wins are met with one-upmanship? You mention a success, and she immediately shifts the spotlight. Oh, I've done better. That's not sharing, it's a competition you never entered. Real love celebrates, not competes. Even more telling is her emotional absence. She's nowhere to be found during your highs or your lows. No warmth in victory, no presence in struggle. That's not love, it's a ghost who lives beside you. One of the most manipulative signs? When concern becomes control. I'm just worried about you, she says, but the words mask a subtle erosion of confidence. Are you sure you can handle that? Love lifts, control doubts. And when your name echoes with rumors in your own circles, friends acting distant, colleagues behaving odd, it's worth asking, who's poisoning the well? Stoics don't confront with chaos, they gather truth and walk away with honor intact. Perhaps most heartbreaking is her coldness in your moment of triumph. She downplays it, shrinks it, because your growth feels like her shrinking. You can't fix this, but you can leave it. Lastly, don't ignore the body. Her mouth might say, I'm fine, but her arms folded tight, her eyes looking away, and her lack of touch say otherwise. The body never lies. The Stoic doesn't beg for affection, he reads the signs and honors himself enough to walk away. No comment below, I'd rather lose her than lose my self-respect. Number 2, the hidden trap of tolerance, when respect is slowly replaced by resentment. Most men don't lose a woman by making a big mistake. They lose her by ignoring small signs of disrespect over time. The jokes, eye rolls, and dismissive tone are all tolerated in silence, until one day the relationship dies not from betrayal, but from erosion. And the worst part? She doesn't even feel guilty. Why? because you trained her that it was okay. A Stoic doesn't seek control over others, he seeks mastery over himself. And part of that mastery is knowing when tolerance becomes self-betrayal. Let's revisit some signs with deeper context. She's not testing your humor when she talks you in front of others. She's testing your boundaries. And if you laugh along, you're not strong, you're passive. The man who values himself never lets anyone build status by tearing him down. When she repeatedly forgets your priorities, shows up late to your big moment, undermines your goals with fake concern, she's not just absent-minded, she's sabotaging the foundation of trust. And trust, once cracked, rarely mends the same way. Or maybe she stops showing up when life hits you hard. No support, no presence, just a cold void. That's not emotional distance, it's emotional exit. A silent way of saying, your struggles don't matter here. That's when a man must stop asking why and start asking, what now? But here's the twist most men miss. She may not even know she's doing it. Many women don't set out to disrespect, they just test subtly, instinctively, to see if the man in front of them has a spine. And when he doesn't push back, she loses attraction, resentment replaces respect, and the cycle begins. The Stoic solution isn't to fight, it's to clarify. It's to draw boundaries early, firmly, and with dignity. It's to say, I don't do disrespect, not from anyone. And then, if necessary, to walk away, not as punishment, but as protection. Because the truth is this, you are not hard to love, you're just hard to manipulate. And that's a threat to anyone who thrives on control. New comment below. Respect isn't requested, it's required. Number 3. The calm cutoff. How walking away reclaims your power. There comes a moment, not loud, not dramatic, when the most powerful thing you can do is leave in silence. No lecture, no closure request, no emotional breakdown, just calm withdrawal. Because not every ending needs a scene, some need a standard. Too many men stay in relationships where respect is dead, hoping that effort can resurrect it. But Stoicism teaches a deeper truth. You don't fix disrespect, you exit it. Imagine this. You've pointed out her sarcasm before, but it keeps coming. You've explained how her jokes cut deep, but she still says them. You've waited for her to show up in your struggles, but she disappears every time. You're not waiting for love anymore. You're waiting for her to become someone else. And that's the trap. A Stoic man understands. People don't change when you plead. They change when they lose access, when your presence becomes scarce, when your energy is no longer available for disrespect. Walking away isn't about ego. It's about preserving the soul. She might be confused. She might act like nothing happened. She might even try to guilt you with, so you're just giving up. But you're not giving up. You're choosing yourself. Because silence speaks volumes. Because boundaries don't need long explanations. Because growth sometimes looks like distance. And if she reaches back out, hoping to reset, you don't meet her with anger, you meet her with clarity. I only move forward where I'm respected. No threats, no manipulation, just the truth. And if she doesn't reach out, that's your answer. Stoicism isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. It's not about suppressing emotion, but channeling it into strength, direction, and unwavering peace. So remember, the moment you stop chasing and start choosing, the entire dynamic shifts. You're no longer trying to be enough for her. You're making space for someone who already sees that you are. Now comment below, I choose peace over proximity. Number 4, from reaction to reflection, how the Stoic man rewrites her narrative. When you stop reacting, something unexpected happens. She starts rewriting the story. Not the story you told her, but the one she told herself about you. Before, You were predictable, responsive, available, emotionally transparent. She knew what button to press and when, but then you changed. No more over-explaining, no more defending your worth, just presence or absence. And it unsettles her. Why? Because most people, men and women, subconsciously crave control over emotional outcomes. When that control is lost, the mind spirals. Especially when the man in question once handed her that power freely. Now she wonders, isn't he texting me back? Didn't he react to that post? Has he stopped caring? Or is he just stronger now? The answer is neither, and both. You're not playing games, you've simply stepped out of the game altogether. The Stoic doesn't chase clarity from others. He creates clarity within. He sees that her silence isn't a mystery, it's a message. That her sarcasm isn't a joke, it's a judgment. That her absence isn't an accident, it's a decision. And once those signs are seen, they can't be unseen. So what happens when you become emotionally still? She fills the silence with questions. She fills the distance with speculation. And sometimes, if her intentions were always shallow, she disappears entirely. That's not a loss, that's liberation, because now you're no longer building from hope, you're building from truth. This shift separates the man who needs validation from the man who becomes validation. She doesn't talk about you the same way anymore. She wonders, she replays, and deep inside she knows she'll never quite figure you out again. That's the reward of reflection over reaction. Now comment below, her silence doesn't confuse me, it confirms me. Number 5. The Stoic Exit. How to leave without looking back. Some men disappear in silence, but the truly powerful ones? They walk away with awareness, not to prove a point, not to cause regret, but because they finally understand. Presence is a privilege, not a punishment. It's not ghosting, it's growth. When a woman consistently disrespects you, mocking you subtly, withholding affection or undermining your wins, she's not just testing limits. She's telling you exactly what she thinks your boundaries are. And for too long, maybe you let it slide, because you cared, because you saw potential, because, deep down, you thought being understanding would earn you deeper connection. But now you see it clearly. Her behavior is her message, and your silence is your answer. The Stoic man doesn't storm out. He doesn't send final paragraphs explaining why she lost him. He doesn't beg for closure. Why? Because he knows closure isn't given, it's claimed. You leave when sarcasm becomes a habit, not a one-off. When affection becomes a transaction, not a gift. When respect becomes optional, not constant. You don't announce it, you don't warn, you just remove your attention, energy and presence from where it's no longer valued. And if she circles back, you don't engage to prove your worth, you evaluate with clarity. Has she changed, or is this just another test of control? Leaving isn't weakness, it's the strongest form of love. For yourself. It's telling the world, I am not available for disrespect. Not now, not ever. That energy, it rewrites how people see you. She may never say it out loud, but deep inside she knows. You were the man who didn't need her to become better. You became better by letting go. And that's what lingers. No comment below. My exit is my evolution. Number 6. Her regret isn't your victory. Your peace is. Every man who walks away with dignity has that secret fantasy. One day she'll realize what she lost. But the Stoic man knows better. He doesn't wait for that moment. He doesn't need it, because regret from someone who couldn't respect you in your presence is irrelevant in your absence. Her regret is not your reward, your growth is. If she wakes up months later, wondering where you went, That's not a sign to return. It's a sign that you did it right. You didn't react. You didn't try to fix her. You fixed you. And in doing so, you broke the cycle. Stoicism doesn't demand that you never feel. It demands that you never fold. That you observe your emotions without becoming enslaved by them. That you experience pain without letting it define your path. So what does it look like when she regrets? She watches your stories but never texts. She sends vague "how have you been" messages. She reaches out on your birthday like nothing happened. But you know the truth. It's not love, it's nostalgia. And nostalgia is a poor reason to reopen wounds that finally started to heal. The real test isn't whether she comes back. It's whether you still want her after becoming the man you're meant to be. And often, the answer is no. Because when you evolve, your taste in peace outweighs your thirst for drama, your standard rises, your clarity sharpens, you realize if she couldn't value you at version 1, she doesn't deserve access to 2. So stop romanticizing her regret, stop hoping for validation from the very place that denied you. That's not stoic, that's surrender. Instead, let her see you not as the man waiting for her return, but as the one she never truly understood. That's not revenge. That's resolution. No comment below. Her regret isn't my reason, I am. Number 7. Power is presence without permission. The final transformation isn't loud. It's not a dramatic rebirth or a social media glow-up. It's quieter, more dangerous. You walk into a room and she feels your absence, even when you're standing there. Because you've reclaimed your power, not by punishing her, not by trying to win the breakup, but by mastering the only thing you ever truly controlled, yourself. Now you no longer speak to convince, you speak to express. You no longer wait for her reaction, you move according to purpose. You no longer fear being misunderstood, you understand yourself, and that's enough. And she feels it, even if she won't admit it. There's a tension in the air when she sees you now, not because you've changed your wardrobe or started hitting the gym, though maybe you did, but because your energy no longer seeks hers. You're no longer orbiting around her attention. You became the center of your gravity. This is what true masculine energy feels like. Not arrogance, but inner alignment. Not validation-seeking, but mission-seeking stillness. You are no longer the man who needs her to see your worth. You're the man who walks away with peace, leaving behind only questions she may never answer. How did I lose him? Did he ever really need me? Has he already forgotten? She may never say it, but she'll feel it. In every silent scroll through your name, in every glance at your old messages, in every moment when she realizes you didn't just leave her, you left who you were with her. And now you belong to no one, except your future. No comment below. I walk with purpose, not permission. Number 8. You were never meant to chase, you were meant to lead. The chase is over. And it never should have started. Because you unknowingly abandoned your throne the moment you began pursuing her approval, her affection, her attention. Not because she asked you to, but because no one taught you that real connection doesn't come from running after someone. It comes from standing so firmly in who you are that they feel pulled toward you. That's the Stoic shift. It's not coldness, it's clarity. It's not indifference, it's inner stability. It's not manipulation, it's magnetic detachment. You now understand. Women don't fall in love with men who need them. They fall for men who don't flinch in the face of rejection. Men who can walk away, not out of spite, but out of respect for their peace. Let's be real. There was a time when her silence made your stomach drop, when every delayed reply had you questioning your worth, when you thought being more available, more nice, more consistent would change the outcome. But it didn't. Because no woman is drawn to a man trying to earn her. She's drawn to the man who has already earned himself. And now, that's you. You don't chase, you don't explain, you don't try to prove. You build, you focus, you evolve, and because of that, you lead. She might circle back, or she might not. It doesn't matter. You're no longer living for her return, you're living for your rise. And that is what makes you unforgettable. No comment below. I don't chase, I lead. Number 9. The one she can't forget isn't loud. He's unshakable. Ultimately, it's not the charming guy with perfect lines she remembers. It's not the one who sent flowers or begged for another chance. It's the one who stood still when she pushed. The one who didn't flinch, chase, or fold. The one who chose peace over persuasion. That man becomes a mirror, a challenge, a quiet storm she never saw coming, because most women have encountered dozens of men who tried to impress, convince, or win them, but very few meet a man who is complete without them, who brings presence, not pressure, who offers connection without collapse. He's not just different. He's rare. He makes her rethink what attraction even means. Not because he's unattainable, but because he's unshaken. He doesn't offer chaos, he offers calm, and in that calm he becomes unforgettable. This man doesn't leave marks through passion, he leaves imprints through his absence. His silence echoes, his indifference humbles, his boundaries command respect. And if she ever comes back, he doesn't ask, "Where were you?" He asks himself, "Do I even want this anymore?" Because the real power isn't making her regret losing you. It's realizing you're no longer the same man who needed her to stay. That's what makes you unforgettable, not your looks, not your texts, your emotional gravity. You don't beg, you don't break, you don't bend to fit into what no longer respects you. You simply exist, and your existence is loud enough to be remembered. Now comment below, "I don't echo in her inbox, I echo in her mind." Number 10. The lasting impact of silent strength. The real power of walking away isn't in the absence of a person, it's in the presence of yourself. When you choose silence, when you choose calm, when you choose to leave instead of chase, you do more than just create space. You create a vacuum that pulls them in, whether they realize it. She won't forget you, not because you were the loudest voice, but because you were the most consistent force. The man who knows his worth and isn't afraid to show it, not by showing off, but by simply existing in his truth. That's the power of stoic detachment. It doesn't matter if she calls. It doesn't matter if she regrets. It doesn't matter if she looks back. You're not stuck in the past. You're not dwelling on the what-ifs. You're moving forward. You're living your life as a reflection of who you are, not a reaction to who she is or what she thinks. And the more you live this way, the more magnetic you become, not by force, but by purpose, not by need, but by choice. Women don't crave desperation. They crave the man who is already complete and has his path and vision. So when you walk away, it's not to punish her, it's to empower yourself. Because real men choose themselves first, and by doing so, they allow others the privilege of choosing them, not out of need, but out of admiration. And when they do choose, you'll still be the same, unshaken, grounded, and unmoved by anything or anyone who doesn't respect that. Now comment below, "I choose myself first, always." You started this video looking for confirmation, maybe even hoping I was wrong, but now you see it. The fake affection, the empty apologies, the subtle digs dressed up as jokes. You weren't crazy, you weren't overthinking. You were sensing something real, something your heart knew before your mind accepted it. And that's the shift. You've stopped chasing her love and started protecting your peace. You've stopped asking, "Why is she doing this?" and started saying, "I deserve better." She didn't destroy your value, she revealed how little she saw it. If you're ready to rise, not shrink, to rebuild, not regret, then like this video, subscribe and comment below. Her lies woke up my truth. Stay sharp, stay grounded, because the worst betrayal is believing someone loves you when they don't even respect you.